Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Hey Bucko Outdoors. Before we get in today's video, please do me a huge favor and subscribe if you have not already. It takes 2 seconds and it's free, really helps me out. Like, share, comment, really promotes this channel and the algorithms and helps me do what I do every single day. Alrighty, so today I'm going to be doing a review on my Spanish M1916 Mauser. I have a few notes written down. There's a lot of history on it, so I don't want to get mixed up. I'm going to go over it, then go into the story of how I got this rifle and all that good stuff. Alrighty, so it's right here. I was looking at the wrong side. This is an M1916 Spanish Mauser. This is the shortened version of the Spanish Mauser Model 93, so the 1893. Basically, they just cut like 6 inches off the barrel and put it in a carabiner stock, curved bolt handle, all that good stuff. Chambered in 7x57 Mauser, which is probably, besides 6.5x55 Mauser, one of the premier and I would say better known and more reliable and just high powered and just all around good cartridges for the Mauser family. The 1893 and later the M1916 Mauser introduced the short staggered column box magazine. What that is, basically, so on a Mauser, if any of you have seen the magazine, basically comes out of the bottom of the well here and like makes kind of like a little triangle. This, since it's kind of staggered, think of like a double stack magazine. You can stagger the rounds on top of each other and keep the magazine flush to the gun. So there's that here. Alrighty. It was in service from 1893 to 1958. This thing served in like a lot of different wars. So Spanish-American War, the Spanish Civil War, World War I, maybe some of these even saw service in World War II. A lot of them, when they came into the country, had all the markings scrubbed because unfortunately Spain did turn into a fascist regime in like the 1920s, I think. So a lot of times once you take these things apart, you can find swastikas and stuff on the bottom of the receiver and some weird like Spanish sickles and all that kind of weird stuff. So definitely keep an eye out for that. It's kind of historically cool. I honestly don't care, it's just a piece of history. Definitely important to know our history and all that. Moving on. Utilizes a bolt action with cock on close. So most people are familiar with the Gewehr 98. I have a Turkish Mauser M38 in 8mm at home back in Missouri, which has a cock on open. So basically, as soon as you flip the bolt, let me get this close so I can show you. So with the Gewehr 98 and the Kar 98 and stuff, when you flip the bolt, it already cocks. With this one, it's a bit different in the fact that, push down the following here, the cocking mechanism basically pushes the spring and the firing pin back to be engaged. So when you pull the trigger, it's ready. Is when you close it, you have to put some extra pressure on this bolt and rotate down so that your firearm can be staged and be cocked and ready to fire. So instead of it being when you open the bolt like this, it's when you close it. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I did a decent job explaining that. Alrighty. Like I said, different than the later Gewehr 98, which utilized the cock on open. Obviously, they kept this. This was a very successful one for the Mauser family and Mauser factory. Definitely nothing wrong with cock on close, just a little bit different, something you have to get used to in the manual of arms. Something interesting too, the later produced firearms, so the ones produced, I believe, from like the late 1940s or late 1930s to the 50s, I think they stopped production of this in 53 or 56, were converted to the more powerful 7.92x57 or 8mm Mauser. Gunner, get back on it. Or the 7.62x51 NATO, which was the NATO cartridge that they went to after World War II, M1A, FAL, all that good stuff. So it's not too uncommon to find these chambered in 308, but definitely probably slug the barrel, get some gauges or something like that, snap caps, or just get ammo. I know for a fact this one is in 7x57. So the only problem is it's really hard to find ammo right now, especially with the shortage, and I live in Southern California, so it's kind of a pain in the butt overall. Honestly, what do I think about the rifle? It's a very, very nice rifle. Unfortunately, Bubba got to this one, guys. It was sporterized when I picked it up, so that's something I'm gonna have to contend with. The stock is in pretty good condition. I am going to refinish it, so I'm going to make a video about that. I have restored this one. It was in pretty rough shape when I got it. Still needs a little bit of work, but I do have a video over that, so go check it out. 7x57 is basically like a honestly is pretty much like a 270, between a 270 and 280. It's a 275 diameter bullet, and honestly can probably take anything from coyotes all the way up to elk, maybe even bigger. Don't quote me on that, but it's a very, very well-known and reliable system. The Mauser action is amazing. I walked into a local gun store over in San Marcos, California, and I saw this, and I'm like, what the hell is that? I knew it was a Mauser. I could tell by the bolt and the actuating levers on the back, from fire to basically how you disassemble it to safe. I was like, oh shit, that's a Mauser. Looked at it, 7mm. The guy won $100 for it. This is a different bolt. It's kind of a parts gun. There's really nothing too original. All the stuff has got different serial numbers on it, so unfortunately that didn't really work out. But I bought a different bolt online. Bought one that worked, because the one that I came with had a broken extractor. The firing pin was chipped, and the spring was all rusted up and kind of getting ready to break. So definitely not good at all. So I went online and for $100 picked this up too. So I've got $200 in this rifle. Cleaned it up. The bore is in very good shape. I've cleaned it up, and honestly not too bad. One thing I'm probably gonna have to replace is the rear tangent sight on here. It's kind of not looking so good. The spring on here, the little like leaf spring, is kind of screwed up, but I might just take a file to it and replace that spring myself and see if I can get it to work properly. But yeah, refinishing the stock, getting this thing to where it needs to go, and I'll have a swell little deer rifle and just something to plink out with. These things are pretty accurate, I've heard, out to about like 400 or 500 yards. Some of them can be kind of beaters though, and like shoot 3 to 4 inch groups at 100 yards. But as long as you know where to aim and you know your holds with it, you should be pretty good. But honestly, for 100, 150 bucks, 200 in total is what I got in this thing. Not a bad rifle. If I'm thinking about maybe getting a full stock for it again and replacing that. If you guys would like to see that, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, honestly, I'm not mad with the sportization. Yeah, obviously history's been destroyed, but I mean, for $100 can't beat it. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.